Good morning, I'm Al Livin, Mayor of Mesquite. It's Tuesday. With yesterday being a holiday, my video had to wait until this morning. I want to talk some this morning about emergency preparedness. Our police and fire departments are prepared in case of a disaster, but are you at home? I've been reviewing a number of articles on the subject recently in light of the disaster that happened on Maui. I realize this is Mesquite, but a disaster can happen anywhere at any time. I lived in the epicenter of the 1994 Northridge, California earthquake and was really not prepared for it. I won't go into details, but it taught me a good lesson that I should have remembered when I was a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout. Be prepared. With that, let me talk about the essentials of being prepared for disaster. Yes, it could happen here, and we are like an island with very few resources outside of Mesquite that could assist us, at least not right away. Looked at what the Department of Homeland Security, the CDC, and AARP had to suggest that you will need in case of an emergency should you either need to evacuate your home or you are at home and lose power for an extended period of time. And remember, that happened before. It's recommended that you have at least 1 gallon of water per day, per person, for at least 3 days. That's not a lot when you live in the desert. You should also have a 3-day supply of non-perishable food. And if it's canned, a manual can opener. Remember those? You need flashlights and spare batteries. A whistle to signal for help. At least a 3-day supply of your medications, along with a cooler and ice packs if your medication requires refrigeration. Important documents or copies of them in a waterproof container. And some cash and small bills. When power is down, automatic tellers and credit card machines don't work. When I lived on Maui, we had a tsunami warning. We lived on the beach and had to evacuate to higher ground. I realized that after we left with our cat and her carrier, I forgot to bring food or water. We were gone for just 4 or 5 hours, but it was hot. You get the picture. So if you have a pet, you need pet food and possible medications and a carrier. There's much more that you could have, but at least the essentials I mentioned. I almost forgot a charger for your phone that does not have to be plugged in. Many of us are seniors, so I suggest multiple sources of light for your home should you be without power. Please, no candles. You also want to avoid tripping and falling because you cannot see where you're going. I know this seems like a lot, but it's really easy to put it all together. Remember to change out the water every few months. Check the meds for use-by dates and anything else that might go bad in storage. Unless you have an air-conditioned garage, keep everything in the house, but be ready to go at a moment's notice. Finally today, as I do frequently, is to let you in on some of the latest scams. I'll mention one today on Facebook. It's obvious that they never screen what's going to be advertised. And they had an ad with very colorful many pages the other day that shows an actor who lost 150 pounds in only 3 days. And all he did is drink kombucha tea, whatever that happens to be. It goes on to state that Shark Tank invested $50 million in this. But forgot about the tea and said it was a secret mineral. No dieting, no exercise, eat what you want. The second one was for gummies that will eliminate your diabetes in 6 days and shrink your belly while you sleep. Finally, at least for today, is a t-shirt, you heard correctly, that will get rid of your belly fat. And I won't tell you what else it can do because children might be watching. So in order for me to get rid of my belly fat, I know now that I don't have to exercise, I don't have to diet, I can just put on a t-shirt and have some gummies. Don't think it'll work, but what the heck. Next week, I'll go into some more details about emergency preparedness plans and, of course, a few more interesting scams. I find new ones daily. And by the way, our rec center is back open again. You know, we had a week off where a lot of deep cleaning is done and some painting and refinishing of floors and so forth. It looks better than ever. So if you're a member, come on down. And if you're not a member, come on down and take a look at it. I'm sure you'll want to join. Thank you very much and see you next week.